to my channel. My name is Lacie. This is actually my first video. I've been watching YouTube for about 3 years, so like I know how all of this stuff works. I just have never done it myself, and I know everybody has a different way of filming their videos, editing their videos, and the way they do it. So I know how it works, I just don't know how I personally want to do it. So hang in there with me while I figure all of this out. But for my first video, I just wanted to do something very simple. So this is just my everyday, what I go to if I don't want to go glam, if I don't want to wear like no makeup, do minimal, like I'm done with life. This is just what I personally do to give my face some life. It's very, very, very simple, nothing too crazy, no false lashes, just mascara. The eye look that I'm doing doesn't require a lot of skill at all. It's very, very simple. I only use 3 shades. So yeah. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll be getting some more videos up for you guys within the next week or so. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Okay, so now that my hair is out of my face, I am going to prime my skin, and I'm just going to be using Nivea Post Shave Balm, the men's. But I'm pretty sure Nikki Tutorials was the first one to speak of the Post Shave Balm by Nivea. For foundation today, I'm just going to be using the Cover FX, what is this? The Natural Finish Oil Free Foundation, and I'm in shade G40. Is I'm just going to put a little dot on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to be applying that to my skin with just this e.l.f. brush. It's just like a buffing brush. I'm sorry if my camera goes in and out of focus while I'm doing this. But I'm still getting the hang of all of this stuff. I'm going to try to not have it out of focus as much as possible. I'm going to conceal my under eyes, and I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 10 Light. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that all underneath my eyes like that. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender with Sponge by Real Techniques. I'm just going to pounce that all underneath my eye. I'm going to like bring it up on the sides of my nose. And then I'm going to take that same concealer, and you just want to balance it out. So I'm just going to put a strip on my nose, some up here on my forehead, some around my nose, and then I'm just going to put some on the sides of my face and on my chin. Then I'm just going to also tap that out with the Beauty Blender. Oh my god, these bracelets. Okay, now that we have spent 10 years blending out our concealer, I'm going to set it, because I always set my under eye concealer, or it will crease. So, I know this is going to sound really, really weird. Set my under eye concealer with eyeshadow. I actually use the Morphe 350 palette, and I use this really, really white shade right here, and the one right below it is like a yellowy shade. Yellow and white mixed together, because yellow is really going to help brighten, rather than for white to be like, ooh, white, you know? So now, I don't even know what these brushes are called. I got them in my BoxyCharm. It's by Crown. It's just like a tapered brush. I don't really know what it's meant for, but this is what I use it for. Just like this. I'm gonna dip it in that one, and then in this one, back and forth. So, that's what I do. And then I just set underneath my eyes. I'm gonna do the same thing the other side. Make sure you take it up on your eyes too. It helps me prime for my eyeshadow. And then I'm going to set the rest of the places on my face where I put concealer. I just personally do because I don't want it moving throughout the day. But I'm going to bronze my face to give it some color back because I look butt white right now. I am going to be going in with the mini palette from Coastal Scents to bronze my face with today. Again, this is just a tapered blending brush, whatever you want to use it for. I use it for bronzing. So now to bronze, I'm just going to go in with this shade, and I'm going to tap off the excess. mainly go here first, and then once the majority of my product's off my brush, I'll just blend up into my temples. Once again, I'm just going right back into that color, tapping off the excess and going in on this side. And we're going to do the same thing like we did when we did concealer, how we concealed this, and then to balance it out, you want to do the rest of the center of your face. It's the same with bronzing after you bronze up the outside of your face, because you don't want to bronze any of the inside of your face. You only want to do the outside. So once you've done your cheekbones, you can use that same color and go in. And you don't have to do this. If you have a smaller forehead like me, I have a tiny forehead. I just like to have my makeup look balanced, but you want to keep this part, you want to keep that very light. I'm sorry if my angles are different or if the lighting looks a little different. My camera keeps unfocusing. I told you guys I'm having a problem with that. So just bear with me. Now that we're done bronzing, we're going to apply some blush to our cheeks. And so I like to go more mauve-y. That's the kind of blushes I like. So I'm just going to be using the one in this Tarte palette. Energy Nior, the clay palette. And I'm going to be using the blush that's in this palette. Just like these. And tap it off. And again, I have two of the crown brushes, so I use one for blush and one for setting my under eyes. We're just going to apply that to our cheeks. Okay, so now that blush is done, we are going to move on to our eyes. And let me zoom you in a little bit so that you can see. And if you can see this thing on my lip, please ignore it. It is like a cold sore or something, and it's not cute. We're just going to move past that. Okay. So now that you are literally so up and close and personal, I'm going to go in with the Morphe 350 palette. I'm just going to go in with this one, just this color right here. With my MAC 224 brush. It's just a fluffy blending brush. I take that color on my brush, top off the excess, and I am just going to apply that to my crease. And I'm going to go in windshield wiper motions, but once all of the product is off, I'm going to blend it up above my crease. Doing that again for this eye. Going in windshield wiper motions. And then I will blend it. I'm just doing this really sloppy because once I have all the other colors on my eye, you're barely even going to be able to see this. This is just to ensure that everything goes on really smooth. It is the Mally brush. It's pink. It's just another blending brush. Okay, so I'm just going to take that brush and I'm going to pick up this color. So I laid this down as my transition shade, and I'm going to go in with this one. It's just a little bit darker. When doing any kind of eye look, it doesn't matter really what you're doing. You want to go lighter, then darker, then darker, then darker, because it's just going to ensure that everything is very, very blended, no harsh line. And I'm just going to lay that right in my crease. Remember to tap off the excess because it's a lot easier to apply more than to apply way too much to begin with and not know how to take it off. Now that we have that down, we are going to take this brush from e.l.f. It's just like a really dense blending brush compared to the MAC brush. See how much littler it is, and it's denser. And I'm just going to take this shade right here, take a little bit of that, and I'm gonna focus it mostly right here on my lash line. And then I'm gonna kinda move it upward. And that's about what you should have. And then going back in with really nothing on my brush, I'm just going to kind of flick that out and blend. Just like that. And I know that looks really, really bad right now, but it's okay. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that, and I'm going to just put it right on the outside. Just like that. I know it looks intense, but it's okay. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that shade that I started out with, and that's why you want to do that. Start out with a light shade because you can go back in with it and blend it, and it'll blend so well. So that's what it should start looking like. And then you're going to take that Mally brush that we used, And we're just going to blend the dark color like that. So it looks very blown out on the outside. It's okay that it looks like the way it does on the inside of our lid, because we're just going to cover that up later. So now you're basically just going to do the exact same thing for this eye. This is basically what you should have. So now that that's done, we're going to take this shade right here, the one that we set our under eyes with. On this, it's just a little brush from e.l.f. Once again, no name, but I'm just going to pick that color up on the end of my brush, and I'm just going to put it right here. Once you get right here to where that black color is, you're just going to like dab it where it meets the white. Okay, then you should have something like that. Then you're just gonna go back in with that original color, like just a tiny, tiny bit, like you can barely see it on my brush, and just go over all of that. But moving down to the lower lash line, I'm not gonna wear eyeliner today. Basically just gonna take those exact colors we used on our upper lid and move it down to the lower lash line. So we're going in with that first color that we laid down as our transition color, and we are just gonna, just like a pencil brush, we're just going in with just a flat definer brush from e.l.f. And we're gonna take that dark color that we used on the outside of our lid, and we are just going to put that on the outside of our eye. So same concept. So we're gonna take that pencil brush again, now that we have the dark color laid down, and I'm just gonna take one of those browns that I went in with before and just blend it out. Now we are going to highlight our brow bone and inner corner. And I'm just gonna take this teeny tiny little precision brush. Eyes are all matte today, so I'm gonna be sticking with that with my inner corner and my brow bone. Should have done my brows first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera. I'll be right back. So now we are just going to apply some mascara. Really simple, no flossies today. Essence Lash Princess, and I'm just going to apply that to my lashes. Get L'Oreal Voluminous in Carbon Black. That is like my favorite from the drugstore. I like this for my bottom lashes. So I'm just going to apply that to my bottom lashes. Gotta apply that highlight though. Of course, Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. She is like amazing. I love her. I've been watching her videos for 3 years. And to apply that to my face using a Real Techniques. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's just an expert face brush. Okay, that's what we're going with. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on that brush. I'm gonna also take a little bit of that and put it on my nose, over top of my eyebrows. Now we are gonna move on to lips. You want to kind of like take some color out of your lips. I just use concealer. Blend it out with my beauty blender. I think just gonna be putting on some gloss because that's just me. Okay guys, so this is the finished look.